So I'd say the title and then me?
Yeah,
Us?
yeah,
Okay.
it's When Food and Life Meet You.
Okay.
Okay.
But I gotta go. Donuts y Tortas, When Food and Life Meet, with me, Robert Fisher.
Welcome back to When Food and Life Meet. Robert Fisher today.
Hello.
Oh my God. Okay, so this is the first time we meet in person.
Yeah, we've known each other for what, like 18 years now?
Yeah, sure. I was like, wow, I didn't even know that. You know, a few years since the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is very exciting. This is a long time in the works of having you here come to When Food and Life Meet.
And finally get to meet you in person.
Finally meet in person.
I love it.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun time, a delicious time actually, a very colorful time. You can't see the rest of this place, but do you want to describe it for, what do you see in front of you? Because all they see is some ocean and...
So I'm very used to like the Cheesecake Factory of it all. It's very bland, it's putty, it's sad. This Tacos Ensenadas is beautiful. All the colors are bright, it's vibrant, you can hear the music. It makes me want to live through food, which makes me really excited.
Okay,
I
I
know
like
I'm in
that.
for something good. And all these paintings around are so great. You pointed out this one that you guys
This
can't
guy.
see.
Who is he? Now you've learned about him.
Juan Gabriel,
Yes.
who is like queer icon.
Yes.
And I'm going to start following on Instagram, although I know that he no longer has an Instagram.
Yeah, no longer, but his music lives on.
I'll make him a fan page.
I love it. I'll make him a fan. Imagine. No, yeah, so we are actually, like you said, we are at Tacos Ensenada. It is located here in Lake Forest. It's a place that has amazing Mexican food, which is what we're going to try today. He's never had a torta cubana, which is very exciting. And we're donuts and tortas, so I feel like having a torta is very appropriate.
It makes sense.
You know, it makes sense. So I'm very excited. And then we both share the love of carnitas, so we'll eating some tacos de carnitas. So, so very excited. The food isn't here yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to first start with like, how do we like know each other? Like, how's that go about?
Well, I think, so I work at Taco Bell.
Okay.
In Irvine, and I'm their production designer. So I essentially create graphics and make things pretty and nice for social and email and e-com and everything that you see.
I'm a fan.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Thanks.
I'm a big fan.
And I started there in about 5 years ago, and as a queer person realized, hey, there's no employee resource groups. There's no space for us to kind of come together and use our skill sets and our special powers to make some really wonderful momentum and movement within our community. That's my main focus is community. And so that led me, as we're building up this new ERG program, to reach out to you at the center of OC.
Yes.
And then that's where our love affair started.
It just like literally like one thing I learned at working at the nonprofit was, you know, when you think about these companies and where they have these groups and they have the efforts where they're actually like having representation and supporting the LGBT community, it's usually there's one person that kicks it off that has like the fire in their hands and they're like, we're gonna do this. And seeing you do that was really remarkable and really stuck with me. So because I no longer work at the center, I came back around to you because you really I really saw like your care for helping the people behind you, right? Like you're on your journey and you're like, I want to make sure that the people who are on their journey, they get the help and support. And you're doing that, and it's inspiring as a also queer person. So it's always fun to have queer people on here at the table of those Tortas.
Because we're just fun.
Because we're just so fun. But there's just like this unique experience that we share, and so I'm just excited to start talking about that with you. And so since the food isn't here yet, we want to dive right into that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, shall we?
Going right in for it.
I'm going right into it.
Yeah.
People are always surprised. They're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're gonna get to it."
It's like Oprah, but with food.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I want you to enjoy your torta. So let's just start here with this. Let's start with the question.
Get the trauma out of the way.
Yeah, let's get
before
the
you
trauma
enjoy the
out
torta.
of the way. You get me. I know that you're helping at work, but there was a road to that, and I think that's something I really want to spotlight is, they see people who are out and proud, but there was a road that led to that moment of being able to do that. So I don't really talk too much about so I'm going to go backwards here, talking about what it is to be gay and when you're young. like realizing that you're gay or going through those emotions, like, can you walk us through what that looks like young Robert? Like,
Are you sure?
Yes. Let's. Yeah. If anything, this is the moment to do it. This is like this is a space to be like, what does that feel like? Because I think a lot of people, again, they see you and they're like, oh my God, Robert, but it's like, it took you had a journey to get to this Robert.
I mean, it's a 40-year journey.
Yeah.
And looking back and thinking like, wow, that's a lot. So I grew up with a pretty like chill, mellow childhood,
Okay.
like nothing crazy.
Okay.
I'm very thankful that in general it was mellow.
Okay.
And supportive on the whole. Like I grew up in a really nice family, I thought.
Okay.
And the perception of things going well and happiness. And I actually didn't realize, I always knew I was different.
Okay.
But I never realized what being queer or being gay actually was or what that meant.
Yeah.
Until much later in my life, I would say like 15 or 16.
Okay. Yeah. I feel that. Yeah.
And that came from George Michael.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, love
who
it.
I was obsessed with, and I had no idea why. And then things started to click,
yeah.
and I was like, oh.
Oh.
Okay, all right, I get it now.
Can I take a moment to talk about that moment? Because
Yeah.
I mean, to paint the picture, it's like a lot of people who are not part of the community, they grow up and everything around them is a George Michael.
Right,
If
right,
you
right.
will.
Yeah.
Like everything around you is like telling you this is who you are and this is awesome, like this is normal and this is that.
You have examples in front of you all the time.
all the
Disney
time.
movies, all of that, yeah.
All the time. And yet you have this one person who's making you feel that way. Like, can you talk to me about those emotions? I mean, yes, you were happy, but were you like, for me, it was actually shame that like came into this. So I don't know if for you, oh, we have food now.
Oh.
See, food to like complement this conversation.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is a torta cubana. Thank you. Gracias, Miriam.
Wow.
Gracias. Are
Is
you?
this in? Is this
yeah,
in
is
here?
this actually in there? I don't think so.
Come
Oh my God, is it in there?
Wow.
Dude, look at that. It says, look how big it is.
This is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Oh my gosh.
And then carnitas, look at that. Look at the carnitas right there.
That
looks
that's
pretty,
like my lifeblood right there.
Oh my God.
This is amazing.
Look
Okay,
at
we're gonna dig
this.
into this for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't even
It's pretty,
Oh my God.
I don't even know. Yeah, it's gonna be a.
shovel it all in.
Do you wanna like fix up, you wanna have a bite of your, the
Just
taco?
to like kick off?
Yeah, just to like kick
Okay,
it off.
yeah, I'm all about the verde sauce.
Oh, may I borrow some of that?
Yeah,
Is that
yes,
cool?
yeah.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
just
'cause
realized I
we're
didn't.
verde twins, right?
Yeah, we're very twins. And then the lime.
Oh
You
shoot.
can't forget about the lime. So okay, so just we're like overwhelmed over here, but basically he has a plate of carnita tacos.
I'm easily overwhelmed by food. So like we haven't
Stop.
even delved into the trauma of
I
things.
know,
But I am I'm a nervous eater, not in that I get nervous when I eat, but when I get nervous, I eat.
Okay, perfect. So here we go.
Yeah. And I'm not nervous now.
Okay, good.
But
Okay, good.
you see me at a party, I will be the one by the
I
food
love
table.
it. Oh my God, me too.
I
The
will
chip
be
table.
making conversation with everything,
And
everything at the table.
this is also a torta cubana. Look, I don't know if you see how
What's
big
in
this
that?
is.
Is that ham?
Yeah,
Well,
there's
that's like
so many
everything.
meat. Yeah, we'll
That's
open
what it's
it up.
called, the
We'll
so
open-
many meat
The
sandwich.
so many meat sandwich.
All right, here we go.
Okay, try it. You
Trying to
go
do like a
first.
Taco Bell beauty shot.
I know. Oh,
Get
okay.
some real crave here.
Good, right? Good, right?
It's magic.
Magic. I love it. I don't know. I'm also a carnitas fan. I don't know what it is about carnitas.
There's something about like carnitas as a protein that absorbs everything that you put into it. Like you
Oh.
always sear beef, right? And chicken will just always taste like chicken
Yes.
with stuff on it.
Yes.
But carnitas just soaks it. And then you get everything in it. And then it's just, yeah.
I love that it's like shredded, but like, yeah, you can have shredded beef or whatever, but it's like shredded pork. Like, why? I love bacon and every ham, and so it just makes
It's shredded,
sense.
but it's chunky.
Oh, but chunky, yeah, that's true. And then I'm gonna eat with both of the tortillas
I do
because
too.
some people take them out, but I'm gonna eat with both of them.
No, they're both there for a reason.
Exactly.
I'm not going to separate them.
They're there to like hold the fort, you know, hold
Yeah,
all
they
this
work
meat.
together.
They work together.
So I have to confess something to you.
Oh my God, please.
So
I'm like, what are you gonna say?
I have a 400 plus day streak on Duolingo. So I've been trying to learn Spanish since the pandemic
Oh my God.
because I was just bored as all hell. And my family is from Baja. Like, I would say, I've traced it back to about 10 generations.
Shut up.
Yeah, and I had no idea.
Oh my God.
Until like 20 years ago. So it's been this slow process of trying to find ways to connect to
Oh my
a
God.
culture that I never knew.
What?
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Wait, how did you find out through ancestry or how?
A little bit, yeah. My grandfather on my father's side had died,
Okay.
and I grew up always being told that my family was Shoshone Native American,
Oh my God.
which oh great, I can take pride in
Oh
my family
God.
history and
Oh my
Native
God.
American.
Yeah.
Is all lies.
Oh my God. Oh my.
So my grandmother is Pennsylvania Dutch.
Okay.
And what we believe to be the truth, or what my husband has told me is the truth now because he's a conspiracy theorist, is that my grandfather, who is Baja Mexican,
Okay.
met my grandmother, wanted to get married but couldn't because he was Mexican. So they had to hide it and soften the blow a little bit and call him Native American Indian
No.
so that they could get married. Because then when he died, we found pictures of him in full mariachi garb,
Oh my God.
locked away in a trunk
Oh my God.
that no one had ever seen. So
Oh my God.
yeah.
Wow, that's
So now I'm trying to find moments where I can grab onto
well,
them.
tacos ensenada is Baja.
Yeah, I know, I've seen all
I don't know if you
the
know that.
Hokkien
What part of
and-
Baja? Do you know?
I have no idea. I've just found little snippets
oh my
of
God.
names and
That's exciting.
it is kind of
You're
cool.
gonna continue to. You're gonna.
I've never had any real family history. So
Oh my God.
being able to pull from those moments and see where I kind of come from
Yeah, it's huge.
is really exciting.
Aw, well, keep us posted.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
for
God,
sure.
that's pretty big.
Um,
Oh wow, I was not expecting that. No.
I wasn't either.
Oh my God. Okay, so how much Spanish are you? How are you feeling about your Spanish? You're like, no, not today. Okay.
Muy pequeño.
Okay. But yeah, thanks for
Carnitas,
sharing. Carnita,
torta, agua.
Oh yeah, we should ask for horchata.
Ah, sí.
2 horchatas when you have a chance. Yeah. Because I just realized, yeah. Wow. Well, there you go.
My conversational is no bueno. But reading and writing, I feel great about.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's.
it's been
that's
really fun.
Oh my God.
So you were saying about George Michael.
Yes,
Right.
yes. I'm like,
Okay.
yeah. Before the food came, and
Yeah.
we were like
easily distracted
easily
by
distracted.
food.
Yeah. That I was gonna ask. I think I asked you what were the emotions behind that? Because when I would see something that made me feel like it was like this weird. It was like I was repelling something that I was clearly drawn to because I was nervous about it.
Right.
How was the flow, I guess, in receiving seeing someone like George Michael?
Well, I never really felt any shame attached to who I was as I was trying to figure out who that was, which is nice. I'm thankful for that. But what I only just realized, I would say, in the last 5 years or so, is that, as you said, we grow up in this society where the straightness of it all is just pushed in front of us. Like you
Yes.
have the Disney princesses and they find the prince, or you see the soap opera and you see how the relationship is supposed to play out between a man and a woman.
Yeah.
We have no church.
Religion.
No, thank you. I had none of that, thankfully.
Oh, you didn't?
So thankful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
My parents very early on weren't religious and said to us we don't go to church because we want you, when you're old enough, to decide for yourself.
Wow, very progressive. I like that.
Amazing.
Wow.
But what I realized is that with all of that surrounding us, I had no generation before me to set an example
Yep.
or a guiding light to who I could be.
Yeah.
there were no queer icons for the generation before mine. I consider myself a millennial. I'm now an elder millennial.
Wait, consider yourself. No, you are.
I know I am.
You are.
I'm just trying to like.
An elder.
I try to simplify
When you
it.
said elder millennial, we talked about this on the phone. When you said elder millennial, I was like, oh man, that's.
It hurt.
Yeah, it's a feeling.
It hurts.
But there's also obviously the silver lining is that now as an elder millennial or gay, and yeah, you get to.
Yeah, I didn't have that example, right?
Yeah.
And what I think a lot of people don't realize is that we lost the queer community generation before us
Yeah.
with the AIDS pandemic.
Yeah. Huge.
So when you hear angry, loud people say, why are there so many trans people all of a sudden? Why is everyone gay? Why is it trendy to be queer now? It's
Gracias.
oh, gracias. Oh, this
¿Quieres decirle hola a la
so
cámara,
yummy.
Miriam? A ver, vente. Sí, vente.
There she is.
There she is.
Hi.
Gracias, Miriam.
Oh,
This is
I
horchata,
love
sorry.
this.
We keep on getting interrupted. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm.
Interrupted by food.
If anything is going to interrupt me, it's going to be food. Más comida, por favor.
Más comida, por favor. There you go.
Oh, this just looks like a dream.
Yeah.
So because we didn't have that generation before us,
Yeah.
these loud, angry people are saying things like, why are there so many trans people? Why is it so trendy? It's not. It's just because there was no generation before us to kind of set that groundwork. They're all gone. We've lost those voices. We've lost the people to be able to stand up for us and fight for us in those moments. And now we are that generation.
Yeah.
So I'm looking back in the last 20 years of my own self-realization and seeing the work that I've done for the marriage equality movement back in like the early 2000s, what we're doing now with the trans community, and I'm seeing the generation after me being able to reap those benefits of the work that I've done, which is just amazing to see. My younger brother, he's now 30, but he's also queer. And watching him grow up, we used to joke like, the only reason that you're happy right now is because I've set the framework with my mom for you to be okay in this relationship. And now he's just like, he's living his best life as this amazing makeup artist doing stuff for Vogue and stuff in New York. I'm like, go get it, go do the thing.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Go do it. It's not because of me, but I'm happy to know that
Of course.
things that I've done to work hard to make life easier for other people, that's all I care about.
That's the beauty of it.
That's real people pleasing. That's real service.
That's the real one.
Yeah. It's not making people happy around you so you can feel comfortable.
Oh, I like that.
It's being of service to people in a real way.
There's a lot of thoughts that I think when you say a story like that, it's like, I think what comes to mind is like, for me, it was always like, I just want to make sure that like in my, because I can't, I mean, as much as I want to, I know that the impact that I have within my family is the one, it's the closest, right? It's the one the direct impact I know that I'm gonna see what that looks like. It feels nice to know that my nieces and nephews are gonna grow up in a space where they can see like happy gay person. Because like growing up, I would see like just terrible stories about being people my family being in the closet or not talking about him and not being able to do that. And so you talk about you and your brother. It's like that's what it's about. It's like it's such a it makes it all worth it. I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's like
I think so.
All of that happened. I'm like, this is. Because there was a time where I was like, oh, like I questioned, like, oh, this sucks, like I don't want to be this way, and now I'm like, oh my God, like this is my story, like this is how it was always supposed to be.
Yeah.
I don't know if you feel that way or how you feel about with.
I can relate for sure.
Yeah.
Like I said, my family, my upbringing was pretty
Open.
safe and open.
Yeah.
I felt comfortable about talking about it, and it wasn't a shame thing.
Yeah.
But what I felt uncomfortable about was just discovering who I actually was, aside from gay.
Right. Right, because there's more to you.
Yeah,
than this.
I mean, growing up to that point of like 15-year-old Robert,
Yeah.
I was nothing but a servant to my family. Like always doing what I was told. I was the good kid,
Okay.
and I did that so that I could feel comfortable with where I was because I was just innately uncomfortable everywhere I was.
Oh.
I just didn't know who I was.
What was that about? What do you think fueled?
I think knowing that I didn't fit the mold. I wasn't like my uncles who were very like sports crazy, like farting everywhere, all that stupid.
Darn.
Yeah,
Darn.
I wasn't like any of that, so I didn't fit in there. I didn't have the same interests that the rest of my family had. I was like a musical theater kid, and I loved like playing outside and being in nature and painting and creating and being an artist. And none of my family had that. So for that safe space, I just kind of had to create it for myself.
What is it? I'm sorry, there's more food. What kind of burrito is it? Yeah, bring it over. Why not?
Show it off.
Show it off. Yeah, we'll bring it over. Do you have like a knife that we can cut it? You're gonna want to try this.
Oh my
for
gosh.
sure. Thank you. We'll cut it later. It's hot.
It's beautiful.
It's so much food. We just keep on getting more food.
I'm all for it.
It does feel, honestly, it can feel lonely when there's like, everyone has these sort of commonalities and you're like, but I can't connect with that. And so where does that leave me?
Right.
Yeah. How did you, well, I know now we're gonna like veer into like a deeper like, but just to kind of close out this, the LGBT stuff real quick.
Okay.
Because I think what continues to fuel you now? Like you're seeing the benefits with your brother, but what do you think in this moment, like in 2023? Because I know in 2020 there were like different things when we met. There were different things that were happening. Where do you feel you are now with everything when it comes to your activism and your advocacy?
Well, I feel like I've always had the opportunity to live my life authentically. I may have not always chosen to do that.
Okay.
And I think part of that is being comfortable in myself to be my actual self, and then to take that into the workplace, to take that into my family, to take that into my marriage and my relationships. I'm still finding that. Like, I'm still trying to discover what that is. There's a lot of therapy involved.
Yeah. Agreed.
And I think that where I'm at right now in that journey is taking the framework that I've developed with our ERGs, our Employee Resource Group at Taco Bell, giving other employees the opportunity to be themselves. Because I find that we do our best work, we are our best versions of ourselves when we are being ourselves. When we don't have to play the corporate dynamics, when we have to do the whole like political song and dance. I don't want to learn how to golf. I appreciate the game, but I don't want to have to play it to be a part of the executive level. I shouldn't have to play that. You should be able to notice that I have value intrinsically because of who I am, what I bring to the table, my knowledge, my experience, without having to play the old white game and pretend like we're all part of the same team. When really, they're just throwing down thousands of dollars so they can play golf with Devontae Adams. I know the game. I know what you're doing. I don't want any of it.
I love this because to me, I'm like, okay, where in your career did you make that, shall I say, redirection in doing that? Because I think we all start in our career, learning how, seeing what other people are doing and being like, okay, I'm gonna do. So, is there just something stand out to you where you're like,
it came late.
I'm gonna. Oh, it came late. Okay.
Yeah. I can identify it really only started with Taco Bell.
Okay.
When I discovered I have the power to make things happen.
Okay. Go on.
I've had a lot of weird jobs. Disneyland, art directed a magazine, made stickers, made Halloween costumes. And now I'm in a space where not only am I doing something that I love creatively with design, but I have the power and I have the voice within this corporate entity to really incite change. And so that's like my part-time job. That's like where my efforts fly and soar. So
But when did you realize, like, I'm gonna do that though? Like,
When I realized it was missing.
go
when
on.
when I got into,
Okay.
when I got my job,
Okay.
I was like, great, we're in this space. What is Taco Bell doing for the queers? Nothing. Why are we doing nothing?
Oh.
Because we don't know how. I know how. Let's make it happen.
Oh my God.
And it was just through conversations and talking with people who were like high up enough
Yeah.
to be able to like ignite fires elsewhere, that we were able to connect those and make just this giant bonfire. And it just kind of all fell into place.
But there was something like Robert was ready. Like there was something in here that Robert was like, I'm ready to do this.
Yeah.
I think there was.
I think I've done a lot of work in myself over the last like 5-10 years
Yeah.
in finding out who I am as a person.
Yeah.
And someone asked me about 5 years ago, like,
Okay.
who are you?
Okay, I love it.
But don't use any words describing your job, your relationships, and what you believe you have to offer to other people. Who are you?
Woo! How did you answer that?
I didn't.
I'm like
I
eating my
didn't.
taco, but I'm like, oh, I don't even like that.
I had no
That's a great
answer.
way to. That's a great way to check yourself. You
I
know?
honestly had no answer. And I still sometimes, I'm not sure that I do have an answer, because my go-to was,
Yeah.
I'm a gay person with a great family and a husband, and I love making people happy. Great, I'm Jack McFarlane. I did it. So now I'm trying to answer that question, like, who am I? I'm a person of conviction. I'm a person of honor, who cares about other people, but mostly cares about himself first. And like, okay, in the words of RuPaul, we've all
Let's hear
heard
it.
the like, if you can't love yourself, how the hell you're gonna love anyone else?
Right.
It's very true.
It's very true.
It's silly, and now she uses it to sign off the show and like, great, clap, let's all dance. But it's true. You have to be able to care about and love yourself first before you're able to do any of the really good, important
Yeah.
work.
That comes up very often in these interviews, and
I'm
it's
sure.
like there's a thread though, and everybody has like and that's why I want to pick your brain about this. Like everybody has a different lens and how they've experienced that, but we all somehow there's that feeling of like, why can't we what is it about our childhood or the way we were growing up where we're like, you know what, it's so hard to do that. What for you, what have you assessed in your journey of like why do you think?
Well, I realize now through past life regression.
Okay, I love it.
I've realized looking back at my childhood that the Robert that I was then was a Robert of survival. So I was doing what I needed to do to make sure that I fit in enough where I didn't attract enough attention to be called out for being different. So I could be perceived as being the same enough so that I can play along, so that I could be present. And now it's unacceptable. Like, no, I don't want it. And in fact, at one point recently, I was having a bit of a disagreement with my family.
Okay,
And
love those.
This family member,
I love you guys. Yeah, I love those. Yeah.
this family member said, "I don't like this Robert."
No.
And I sat with it for a while.
Oh yeah, I would too. Yeah.
Because at
They
first
said it
I'm
to your
like,
face?
They said it to my face.
Okay, great.
And I sat with it, and at first, my first instinct is, how do I fix it? How do I get rid of the ick? How do I get rid of the sick feeling? So yeah, my first instinct is to fix it. Oh no, that's not me. I'm the tap dance and everything. But I held back and realized, like, you don't like the Robert that you essentially had control of. You don't like the Robert that makes you uncomfortable, that challenges what you set forth as like a family dynamic. It's not my problem. I'm 40 years old. I'm still discovering who I am. So who are you to tell me that you don't like the person that I'm trying to find out who I am? Who in your life told you that they don't like who you are? Why would you say that to someone? That makes no sense. Why would you say that to someone? And so I had to think on that.
Yeah.
Why would you say that to someone?
Yeah.
Because you're not comfortable with who you are.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But it's also not for me to figure out or to take on.
Yeah.
Let me figure out my own shit.
But that's a huge thing for you to say, like, I'm not going to take that on. That means that you have made a true, what is it? Now you're truly in a new chapter because you're able to, you probably would have taken that on, the old
sure.
you probably.
I
And that's resilience, I do think so.
I think so. As queer people, we're told that we're no good in general. We're never going to find love. Our life is going to be awful.
Can't have family.
No family.
No family.
You're probably going to end up murdered or have AIDS.
Yeah.
And so you're only going to live until you're 20 anyway.
Yeah. You're going to go to hell. Forgot that one.
I keep forgetting about the
You
religion
forgot about
aspect.
that one.
It's very,
That's a
very
huge
heavy.
one. I mean, I know it's a huge one. Yeah, but they're just the colorful things, you know.
All the lovely
All the
little things
lovely
that we
little
get to
things.
work against.
But
yeah.
we feel like it's funny. It's interesting because you share with me that you were in a home that was open and safe, but it's like even when you have that, it's still like you still feel that othered and that
Yeah.
from society and everything. So it's a lot to carry. And I think as queer people, like I'm really happy that you are like I don't know if this is gonna resonate with you, but it's like I think you're like someone says like you're stepping into your power
Oh, for sure.
as a queer person. It's like I used to think that like being gay was like such a limiting thing. Like I was so afraid. I was like, this is what I'm going to be known for, and it's a bad thing, and this and that. And thankfully, I think the universe has shown me that like it's limitless. And the idea that because of our queerness, we are actually more open to figuring out who we are and being open
Right.
to finding that out. And that is a liberating
Yeah.
experience and feeling. And so when they see you in that liberating space where you're like, I don't know who I am. I'm figuring it out, and it's a lovely thing. And they're like, yeah, they're scared of that because they,
Yeah.
where do they find that? Like that's the one thing where queerness lets you kind of do that. Where do they get to find that? Where do they get to find that hole to be like, okay, I'm gonna, what's on the other side? What else is there to than just this?
There's a little bit of jealousy involved, don't you think? Just a little bit.
Just a little bit is what I'm. Yeah, that's.
I think you hit it spot on. I think people see queer people and they're like, why are they so happy all the time? Why are they so flamboyant?
Yeah.
We're that way because we've worked so. Sorry, we've
You
worked
could say
so
it.
hard.
Apparently, YouTube, you can't say fuck like within the first like 5 seconds.
Oh,
So we're
and
well
then after
into
that
it.
we're okay.
Yeah. So if you want to say it, go for it.
But what you find is we've had to work so hard to be able to get to that joyful space that we're embracing it to its fullest extent. Yeah, I'm going to be happy. Yeah, I'm going to march down that parade route because I've worked hard and the people around me have worked hard to be able to be happy, base level happy.
Yes.
So why not go above that if you have the opportunity to do so? We live in a colorful world. Let's embrace it when we have the opportunity to.
It's great to share this space with you, Robert, because I had an experience earlier this year where I was reminded of like, because of me just baseline being proud of who I am and with my wife and the business we have and all this stuff, I was told by someone else, basically to like that it's like this is a lot, it's too much, and I'm like, wow, that's so interesting because to me it's like this is just baseline, like, and also it's like it's taken me 35 years to like be able to just baseline, be happy, and this and that, and for them it was like so loud.
Right.
And to me, and having this conversation with you right now, I'm like, damn, like I wonder how unhappy that person is to think that is like I'm being too much, It's like
it's bizarre.
It's bizarre.
It's a weird way to think, and it's a weird thing to put onto someone else.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Mind your business.
Yeah.
Mind your torta.
Yeah, let's do the torta before it gets. Yeah, I don't think good. Oh, I love that.
This is insane.
It's huge, right? You should put some of this on there.
Really? Okay.
No.
Well, go through with me what we're looking at. I'm gonna lift it up. But I really, aside from multiple meats and the veggies that I can see, what are we looking at in here?
Okay, so, oh my God.
First of all, what is it called again?
So it's a torta cubana.
Okay.
Okay.
So Cuban torta.
Cuban torta, yeah, basically.
Or Cuban sandwich?
Essentially, yeah.
Kinda? Okay.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Yay, Duolingo.
Like, so that's what you mean. Okay, so we have, you can't probably see it. I'm gonna open this one. Is that okay?
Yeah. Do you want me to like rifle through and?
If you want to.
Well, let's.
Okay, so we have milanesa, which is basically it's
It's like
empanizado.
pounded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Empanizado. It's breaded steak. There we
Yeah.
go. And then we have regular carne asada, carnitas,
Yeah.
again,
Is that
and
egg?
ham, and that's cheese.
Oh, cheese. Yum.
Cheese and
Okay.
avocado. So there's 4 types of meat. So it's ham, breaded steak, basically, carne asada, and carnitas.
And then
It's a
lettuce,
lot.
tomato,
lettuce,
onion,
tomato,
avocado,
onion, avocado,
and verde.
and oh
Yum.
my God, you go
Okay,
first. Yeah,
this
you gotta
is-
bite
this
it.
is
It's a
crazy.
big bite. I don't know how you're gonna.
Yeah, it is.
It's-
Well,
you can do it. You can do it.
I've been told
Okay, you'll
Yeah.
be fine. Okay. Oh, do you want to take a? Yeah, do you want to like show She'll take a picture. I love how the bread is crunchy too. It's like toasted. Oh my God. Yeah, you're loving it. It's a lot of different. I mean, 4 different meats, dude. Like,
That's all the right one.
it's all the right ones. I think that's what he said. Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. You know it's good when it's just falling apart everywhere.
Yeah.
Because
I
they're
would
taking the time
agree,
to just like
right?
stop it.
What do you taste the most? Which meat? I'm always curious which one is the one. Well,
I'm tasting the breaded.
oh, the breaded one. Okay.
Yeah, what did you say? The,
It's
Milanese?
milanesa, which is breaded steak.
I'm tasting that. That's popping the most. I think probably because it's the batter has soaked up a bit of the juices and the gravy and all that. So tasting that, and then I get a kick of the ham.
Okay.
It's like wine. Getting a top note of ham.
Right.
It's
really good, huh?
Oh my gosh.
It's a lot. Anna, do you mind getting us some napkins? Because it's pretty.
Oh, here's some.
Oh, is there more? Okay, just in case.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. A few years ago, one of my friends who's been a big I guess instrumental in my journey and sharing, because she's been to therapy and kind of making it feel like it's okay to go to therapy, kind of thing.
Therapy's
Like she
amazing.
is somebody who's helped me kind of like give me exposure to what it looks like, what therapy looks like, what it can do for you. And
Yeah.
so one of the things was like, she's like, therapy for me, she's like, you get to find out who you really are. And I thought it was really funny that she said that at the time. I was like, what do you mean find out who I am? And like you, I'm like, I'm Latina, I'm queer, I'm like, I'm all these like descriptions that have nothing to do, like they're more external in ways than they are like internally.
It's everything that everyone has told you are.
Yes. So what do I think about myself? And a lot of us are afraid to figure out what that was. And so she was really, finding out who I was I thought it was silly. And now that I've done the work and I've been in therapy, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it has changed my life. It has saved my life. It has opened my life. And I think, I can't wait to spend the next half-ish of my life in this space, in this sort of awareness of who I am. And so that's been my experience.
Yeah.
What has been your experience in finding yourself, and how does mental health been that role for you?
I can relate to every single thing you just said.
Yeah.
Yeah, to a T.
Yeah.
It's, I originally started going to therapy as a means of marriage counseling and partner counseling with my husband, just to help level set where 2 completely different people who have very similar trauma experiences have like joined together and tried to make a life together.
Yeah.
And there's like so much strife unnecessarily.
Yeah.
And I found that through therapy and through that work, it's because neither of us really knew who we were outside of who people told us we were.
Oh my God, say that again. I'm like, woo, I felt that.
So
I felt that.
We didn't know who we were outside of what other people told us who we were. So how could we be our most authentic selves to each other, to the person that you care about the most, when you don't even know who you are? So yeah, there's been so much work in just trying to discover who I am as Robert, aside from gay artist. Like
He is an artist, creative, yeah.
I make pretty things.
Yeah.
And yeah, once you find that, once you find those steps and those, I love video games, so I always try to gamify everything.
Okay, let's hear it.
Once you find those, once you find those flagpoles, like those halfway points, to save your progress as you go, it becomes less and less of a struggle because you've already worked through so much of it. So now I'm like gaining those levels and working my way up. And I feel better about myself. I feel better about my marriage. I feel stronger about what I have to bring to the table for my own life and for our life together that I never would have even thought about.
Yeah.
Like real quick, as far as marriage goes, like yay, congrats to you both, congrats to us. Like I never in my dreams thought that I would see marriage equality be a thing in my lifetime. I figured maybe it would happen at some point. It happened so fast, and I was very thankful. But like, what a weird world that we live in now, where like 20 years ago we were told gays can't marry.
Isn't that crazy?
And now it's like, so.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think once they realize they can make money off of our marriages, they're ready to go.
They're like, okay. Just saying. No, I'm really happy for both of you that you've done this work, and that it's just, you know, you're living your authentic lives and you're learning. I mean, marriage is also like, it's like learning how to love each other, and part of that is like RuPaul says, like how to love yourself, and that's
so
like
hard.
it's so.
Marriage is so hard. Oh my god. Like you think it's all cutesy and fairy tales, but it is so hard, and I feel like it's never gonna end. Like the difficulty, but in a good way. Like you don't want it to end, because if it was too easy and too simple, what would be the point? Neither of you grow from
Absolutely. Growing is everything. Like I feel like if you're in a relationship where you're not growing, like it's gonna just tumble down. I don't know.
Right? My mother's a school teacher.
Okay.
She just retired, but she was a school teacher for 30 years. So she instilled in me really early on the joy of learning, the joy of growing, the joy of growth.
Yes. There is joy in that.
There really is.
There is.
And I've always embraced that, both professionally, but just, oh my god, that reminds me. Okay.
What?
So I try to find little things to learn.
Okay.
And you get that sense of feeling of accomplishment and happiness when you've learned something new, when you've taught yourself a new skill. So I just learned how to crochet for the first time ever. I've always wanted to learn how to do it. It's like the old ladiest of things to do, but I love it. I made you something last night, and I totally forgot. Totally forgot.
Shut up.
Happy Halloween.
Shut up.
Isn't that so cute?
Are you serious? This is a little pumpkin.
It's got little butts.
You made this?
I made it.
Oh my god.
And it's so simple and so stupid, but it's like,
no, it's
to be
beautiful.
able to figure out how to do something for the joy of doing it.
She teaches me that. She tells me that all the time.
I love it. And it's like, I finished it and I did it, and then this like wash of like glitter sparkle dust runs over my body. I'm like, I accomplished something today. For no reason other than to just enjoy the moment and to enjoy accomplishing it. And now I have the joy of like passing it on to someone else.
I freaking love this. I absolutely love this.
It's so cute.
And I think that this is a great example of like what it feels like to just like do something for yourself, and just for the joy of it, for just experiencing it and being present and creating something. So thank you so much for this.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh my god, we're gonna leave it right here.
De nada.
De nada. I really want to talk about this for a minute.
Okay.
Because she reminds me of it too, Anna. Like, the idea of doing things just to do them for yourself. Like the idea of experiencing and like creating things, or, you know, I think in a world where there's a lot of stuff going on. There's pressure and all this stuff. Like, what helps you get to this point, to the pumpkin? Like the moment before the pumpkin. Like, what fuels you to know that that's important for you? To take this time for yourself. I love that. It's a topic I catch up.
I have to like look at it as this time to answer your question.
Yeah.
in those moments where I feel the most stressed, the most anxious, the most overwhelmed, either by work or a relationship dynamic with my family or with my husband,
Yeah.
or even all this bullshit that's going on in the world right now.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know when this is going to air,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of shit going down right now.
Yeah. Yeah, how do you like, oh my gosh, yeah.
There's a recognition in my mind at some point where I realize I'm not responsible for a lot of it, and so I can't be held responsible for a lot of it. And not to push it away, but to recognize that I can only help so much, and I also have to stay in tune with myself and remind myself that it's okay to want to be happy and to do something that makes me happy, that brings me like a focused joy that isn't hurting anyone else, isn't affecting anyone else's life, and ultimately makes the world a little bit cuter, a little bit happier. So like when that clicks in my mind,
Yeah.
I try to embrace it
Yeah.
when I can.
Yeah.
And I realized too through therapy, we weren't taught that. We were taught to do whatever it takes to make everyone else happy first.
Yeah.
Or as my husband says, like the golden rule, right? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Sure.
He says, do unto others as, oh shoot, what did he say? Of course in this moment I can't remember.
Just like paraphrasing.
But essentially like, don't treat people the way that you want them to treat you. Treat people as everyone should be treated. With respect, with empathy, with just.
What do you
like a
think that takes
consciousness of
away? What do you think
mindfulness.
that takes away? Like, or like because you're kind of almost taking because don't do like how treat others like you would treat, because then you're kind of making it like
You're making it transactional.
yeah, there we go. That's what it was.
And-
That's what it
and
was. That's what it was.
That's why it's a golden rule, because it's all based on capitalism, right? It's transactional.
Oh.
If you switch it the way that Jared's talking about it, it's not transactional. You're doing it because that's where we should be anyway.
it's
You
the
should
right
just
thing
be
to
treating
do.
people with kindness.
Yeah. Like
And,
hairstyles.
and there shouldn't be any expectation
Yeah.
that because I treated you with kindness, you're now going to treat me with kindness.
Right. It should just
It should just be because that's who you are. That's
Yeah.
where we should be.
Yeah.
So I try to keep
Oh,
that in
I
mind.
like
as
that.
well.
I like that. Oh, he's wise, your husband.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's pretty wise.
He's pretty smart. He's pretty.
This journey in finding yourself, was there a moment where you're like, oh my God, like I'm getting it, I'm understanding it now, I'm so happy I'm on this journey. Was there anything stand out for you?
No.
No?
No, as it's happening,
Yeah.
I feel good about it.
Okay.
When I look back, like those tent poles, those
Yeah.
safe spaces,
Those flags.
I
Yeah.
can't really see them in
Okay.
hindsight so
Okay.
much. But I do notice after the fact, like say after an argument
Yeah.
that I've had with my husband, or a disagreement that I've had with a family member, I've recognized after the fact that the recoil is lessened, or the time that I'm feeling uncomfortable after the situation is lessened,
Yeah.
or I feel good about how we as a team have addressed the situation that
Yeah.
maybe is a like a continuous conflict,
Yeah.
something that's like pops up a lot.
Sure.
We're able to resolve it a little bit sooner and a little bit calmer. And I think in recognizing those as accomplishments and being able to take it as a win, like go Team Fisher, we did it.
I love it, Team Fish.
That's what I grab onto. Is seeing the progress as it goes.
Yeah.
Because I honestly feel like it's gonna be continuous.
Yeah,
and I think
it
that's
is,
okay.
and it's okay.
I like the opportunity to say like I go to therapy regularly because it helps me to be a better me.
Yes.
Why not?
Yes.
There's no stigma attached to it for
Yes.
me.
One time in therapy, I told a therapist something, and so then when Anna came home, I was like, hey, I gotta tell you, babe, like, I just want to share with you, like,
Get ready.
Get ready. I told her, I was like, I think I fell in love, and man, I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, I think I fell in love with myself. I literally told my therapist that, and I was crying. It was such a feeling of like, oh my God, like seeing yourself and loving yourself outside of what other people see in you, but that you can recognize that in yourself. Do you feel that you're in love with Robert Fisher? How do you feel about the love you have for yourself?
Sometimes I don't like
Yeah,
it.
it's same here.
I feel that Robert Fisher can be lazy at times. I think sometimes Robert Fisher makes decisions that aren't in his best interest.
Okay.
But I also really like the person that he's become over the years.
Yeah.
And I feel like as time goes on and I'm interacting and experiencing new things, I feel like Robert is able to embrace it in a way that he wasn't in the past. I don't really have a lot of memories of myself before 15 years old.
No.
And I'm not sure where they are. I don't think that it's like a trauma situation or that I'm like pushing anything back. I think that as a young child, I worked so hard to try to focus on everyone else and what's going around me that I wasn't really taking in what was happening around me. So I don't really have those memories of where I was, what I did. So I'm working on making those now and trying to be mindful and focus on things that make me happy that I can remember.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, I think that's all we got. It's just like those memories of the time that we've had.
And I mean, you pointed something very important, which is like, and my therapist has reminded me of, is like, there's a lot of power in being present. She's like, when you're around like dogs or animals or kids, it's like, she's like, think about the moments when you're around them. And I'm like, oh. And so now I'm like very conscious of like, when I try to like be very, just stop myself and just be really present. So I'm really happy that you're doing it right now. You know, you're taking that time for yourself to do that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
It's an accomplishment, you know. There's people out there who like, unfortunately, you know, they're not able to do that. So I think it's really cool that you're doing it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Likewise. It takes a lot to be able to do something like this and have frank, open conversations with people and in a space where you want to find out more about them, but you know that also in a kind of transactional way, you have to be open with yourself too in order for that to happen.
Absolutely.
And not everyone can do that.
It's funny you say that because like I did interviews in like 2018. I started to do a couple little interviews, but I was like, the person you see right now is not that person.
Sure.
Like, you know, and it's like, and something was stopping me from like continuing to do more of the content. And it took like, you know, what happened the last couple of years for me to reflect inward and like what's going on with me, so that I can be able to have these like actual know what is it that I really want to know and learn about people from people. And so it's a full circle moment for me. So when you say that, I'm like, yeah, like I had to do that work, and I'm really happy. Like you have these moments with your husband about like those wins, like go Team Fisher. Like for me, I'm just like, man, like for me to be able to be out here doing this, like I'm like, go Team, you know, Team Diaz Garcia.
And your producer?
Because she's, this is a team. This is a team effort.
You can't do it otherwise.
It's like, this is, it enriches my life to learn from you. Like I already took some notes from what you just taught me today. Like every coffee shop, every interview, I'm just like learning from people's experience. I'm like, oh my God, and I funnel it into my world because it's like I want to be the best me too, and so I hope that I can also, you know, inspire some other people too. But like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's really cool. I think that's the work that you're doing, like in watching your shows, and like you mentioned it too. Like the common thread in every episode that I've watched of your show is just taking time to learn about other people so that you can better understand yourself.
Yeah.
How cool that we can do that.
Right?
It's just like a weird intrinsic thing that people take for granted. But if you take a moment to sit and like listen to what someone has to say and stop talking for a minute and actually hear, you can find out so much more about yourself than you ever thought.
And everybody's so resilient. Like you don't even like. Everybody has things that they've been through, and you're just like, oh my God, I had no idea. And it's like you just don't know what people have been through. So it's just like, yeah, just like listen, be empathetic, like.
It's a skill.
Yeah.
I forget it sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get real excited and I just talk a lot.
That's okay too.
It is.
That's okay too.
It is. And then I have to remind myself, like, take a moment, like, listen to everything that's going around with you, process it, and then respond if necessary.
Yeah.
But
I definitely, I relate to you on many levels. The whole like making sure everybody's okay, and then you're left with yourself, and you're like, oh my God, what's left for me?
There's no energy.
There's no energy. And I think that's the biggest thing. So I think I'm really happy that you're on your journey towards you, for you, and that's how you can be better for everyone else, anyways. So and at the end of the day, like, you know,
it's the way to do it.
Yeah.
At least I think so. It works for me.
Okay, so we have one last food here. I do want you to try it because it's Mexican breakfast.
Yeah, Mexican breakfast, that's what she said.
I mean,
you said breakfast, and I immediately went to one of my favorite dishes.
Oh, okay, what are they?
Which is chilaquiles.
Oh my God, yeah.
I like breakfast nachos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will do that.
Yeah, I will take that. And you can't really find it anywhere because, like, usually if you're going to a Mexican restaurant, it's like dinner time, tacos, burritos, all that stuff.
So here, they have chilaquiles here.
And I live super close.
I was telling her, I'm like, I think you live very close,
yeah.
So.
Yeah, I will be here for my morning. But what is this?
But today, this is a breakfast burrito with chorizo and eggs, right?
Nice.
Oh, and potatoes.
Yum, okay.
Potatoes. So
this place likes to like.
Oh, there's a lot of, it's like the servings are huge, like it's
I love
insane. So let's cut it up.
Okay.
Because I do want a piece of this one. Because I'm a fan. Chorizo is like. Do you eat a lot of chorizo?
I don't.
You don't? Do you
sausage,
like it?
Right?
It's it can be pork or beef. It depends on the chorizo. But yeah, sausage. Yeah.
So you just cut like a little bite of it?
Yeah, just cut it. I'll take this little piece. You bite into the actual burrito. I want you to have that. I just want it because of guilty pleasure.
Okay.
Yeah, you go ahead and bite it. I want to see what you think.
It's got all my favorite things in
And
it.
it has bell peppers, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Okay.
You're having a good Sunday morning, right? You're gonna have to take this home to your hubby.
I told my husband, I was like,
I think you're good with this.
have breakfast by yourself, babe. I'm gonna go get, this is so good.
It's good, right? I want to take it.
So we were joking beforehand that like, oh, how fun would it be to like get Taco Bell food and get like this real authentic cuisine and eat it side by side and taste test.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be really fun.
Yeah.
I talked to legal, not so fun.
Not gonna happen.
But in a just conversational way, it's very interesting to like be surrounded by Taco Bell food all the time and then eat stuff like this and just be like, okay. That's cute.
That's cute, right? Mm-hmm. May I ask you that?
So good.
Do you have a favorite Taco Bell dish?
I do.
Can you share that?
Yeah. It changes every now and then, but my go-to is a crunch wrap, which is like a tostada with a tortilla wrapped around it, essentially. And then the cool thing about Taco Bell, too, is that you can modify everything. So I actually put shredded cheese on it instead of nacho cheese.
Oh.
So it keeps everything really crisp.
Oh.
Because otherwise the nacho kind of like soaks up the tortilla.
I think Tortas and Tortas might have to try this.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
We gotta put it on the...
And then there's a breakfast version of the crunch wrap.
Oh.
So instead of a tortilla or a hard shell, it's a hash brown with eggs and bacon, sausage and potatoes, and wrapped up with cheese. It's so good. It's my favorite way to start the day. Although, I may be here more often than I expected.
We're big fans of the nacho fries.
And they're back right now. You're welcome. We now have a large size.
Oh.
You're welcome.
That's huge. Yeah, because we wouldn't share. We'd get our own.
No. There's a large size now, which is great. And
That's
there's
awesome.
vegan cheese,
Oh, what?
which is real cool.
That is cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would drink. I would probably have the Oreo, but that's cool that that's
It's all
available.
right, but it's cool that it's there. I was vegan for 3 years, and then it was really sad, so then I stopped.
I wish I could do it, but
It's a good idea,
yeah,
but to each his own.
yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't cutting it for me.
We are obsessed with, and you saw. I don't know if you saw the interview with us having talked about, but we're obsessed with the cheesy, right? Bean and rice burrito with the nacho cheese inside of it. And then the chicken
It's so simple.
so simple,
Yeah,
and yet unique.
there really isn't anything on the menu that I don't like.
It's good.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah.
Not as good as this, but it's great. This is so good.
When you're cooking at home, I always like to give this little tip.
All right.
Um,
Do you want more of this, by the way?
No.
I'm gonna eat this whole
I
thing.
want you to. No, that's why I was
Do
like,
you want-
I knew you were gonna love it. That's why I was like, let me have a little piece, just to.
Torta was really good.
But this
that's
is your
also
favorite.
a very full
very
sandwich.
full.
So bread too.
Yeah, but this is like,
The
yeah,
proportions on this, like the way that the egg is mixed with the chorizo
Right?
and the vegetables and the potatoes. This is everything right now.
yeah, right.
Oh.
I would suggest that you go to like Northgate and go to the deli, like where you get the fresh cut meat and everything, and get chorizo.
Uh-huh.
Like freshly from that side, not packaged. Get that chorizo. Get a bolillo, which is like a bread like that from Northgate in their bakery.
Okay.
Cook it with eggs and potatoes and put it in a torta and have a breakfast torta with egg and chorizo. You can put some avocado, you can put some crema on there.
It's like the ultimate breakfast sandwich.
It literally is. That's the one to.
That sounds real
That's
good.
the one to have. So.
What's your favorite thing to eat? Like it could be your favorite cuisine, your favorite single dish. What is your favorite?
Well, I'm not
thing?
just saying it just because it's in the name, but tortas are life I
for
just
you.
love sandwiches and tortas. We just went to Mexico. I hadn't been in a few years. We went to Ensenada.
Yeah.
Because my mom's family's from there, and we had a tortas reinas. If you ever go to Ensenada, tortas reinas. And I don't know if it's nostalgic too, but you were going crazy too, and she's not a torta person, but there's something about bread and cheese and meat and avocado that just
pan, queso, carne.
yeah. Yeah, sure.
I'm trying.
Yeah. There's something about that. I don't know. I'm just a big fan of anything like that. So that would be my favorite thing to eat. I am a big fan of pizza.
Yeah.
Every pizza is a good pizza. That's what I believe in my heart. Like every pizza is just trying to be a
Even a not so good pizza
It's-
is still pizza.
it's still pizza,
Yeah.
and it's
I'll still shove it in my mouth.
Yes.
Yeah. No question.
Well, do you have a place that you go to for pizza?
Yes, world class pizza.
Oh.
Mission Viejo.
No, never been.
The best.
Is it?
Jared and I have tried so many pizza places just to find one that
Okay.
we can eat regularly and still enjoy, not just for the sake of pizza.
Yes.
Because sometimes you go to Domino's because you know Domino's is going to taste a certain way, but also it tastes a certain way.
Yeah.
So good. World class pizza. I love you.
Okay. You should try. I've already promoted it on my blog, but it's really really good. It's called Bari Pizza and Pasta. It's in Santa Ana.
Okay.
Their pizza is really good, but they have the skulls. They're like bread skulls, so it's like a bread that's in. It looks like a skull.
Like
And you-
Halloween bread?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's like. Do you have a picture of it? Yeah, sure. So it's like literally a skull bread, but you pull it apart. Yeah, eat it. You pull it apart, and there's like cheese and pepperoni in it. You can put jalapenos in it. So shout out to Bari Pizza. That's I think that's our favorite new spot.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, we just got
It's
we
like
ordered
a
like
calzone.
yeah,
that
but like
skull
in a
shape?
little skull. Yeah.
I love that. That is so cute. Oh.
And it's actually good. Like I know it's like it's cute, but
That
it's
looks
like
great.
also like legit. It's
Yeah.
like delicious. Have you ever been to the Kolac factory? So that's another remind me of bread. Clearly I have bread. I love bread and cheese basically is my favorite cuisine. That's not
Yeah.
a cuisine, but it's like basically imagine like a little a dinner roll, but inside stuffed with something, whatever you want.
I'm down.
So they have like chorizo and eggs. They have a pizza one. They have like tri-tip one. Like they have like a sweet one.
That sounds amazing.
It's in Tustin, so check it out.
Yum. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, basically anything with bread, that's what I will eat, which I know is not, not all the time, right?
It's there for a reason.
But it is there for a reason, What food are you scared to try?
I discovered fairly early on in life that I don't like to eat anything that has a face, like as I'm eating it.
Yes.
So I remember as a kid, my family being really excited to go to like a crab dinner.
Okay.
And like, whoa, we're gonna eat crab, and they're thinking like, let's steal
Sorry.
this one.
Yeah.
Thank you. They're thinking, oh, we're gonna eat crab legs. Isn't this gonna be so glamorous at the country club? So we get there and they all order the crab, thinking it's gonna be legs, and they get a full crab sitting in front of them each plate, and it's just staring at them. I can't do that.
You're like, no, you're not.
I can't do that. But I'll have to say I'm pretty adventurous. I've tried a lot of like weird things over the years, like escargot and I mean caviar, but that's not so weird. But like if I have an opportunity to try new food, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm not really afraid of it in that way.
You should try a grasshopper.
I've had that.
You have had it?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Fine. I mean, it's not something I'm gonna order and be like, give me crickets all day. But I've tried it.
Okay.
Yeah, I also think it's a really viable source of protein, especially as we get into like the eco-friendliness of it all and the meat industry and all that stuff.
Right.
I feel like we could do more work to make something like that happen.
Oh, okay.
Blend it up with something.
Sure.
It'll be great.
Yeah, I heard somebody that they just like sprinkle it on their taco or something. Oh yeah, maybe.
It could work.
I'm trying to be more adventurous because I'm like you. I don't like the faces. It's hard.
I just don't want to see it.
Yeah.
It makes me feel bad.
Yeah. I'm also a texture person. Like texture, but I'm trying to branch out. I'm more adventurous than she is. I don't know between you and your husband who's more adventurous.
He's not. He eats like a 5-year-old.
Chicken nuggets?
Chicken nuggets, French fries, pizza, and that's fine. It's totally fine.
I mean, those are good foods.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna,
I'll eat with them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna deny that.
But I always have to ask him what he wants for dinner because it's really up to him what his mood is. I can't bring home like.
Would he like that?
Probably not.
No? Oh, okay, so all you. That's all you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. He'll eat the chips and he'll probably eat the taco.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's like, no, I don't need all those meats. I'm like, that's fine because they're all for me.
Very important question. If you had a choice to eat a donut or a torta, and now that you have some, which one? Are you more of a sweet person or a savory?
I am a sweet person.
Oh, really?
I am big
Oh, you
time.
did say candy.
Yeah, I love candy. I love to bake. And baking is usually like pies and sweets and pastries and stuff.
Okay.
So I would go donut.
Okay. Which
Now-
donut?
Oh, like old-fashioned cruller.
Oh, okay.
The one that's like blown up and like glazed and like sour cream.
Oh.
That's my favorite.
Oh, yum. Okay.
But I'll never say no to a donut. If someone brings a box of donuts, you know
What?
when like in a corporate sense,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, I'm just gonna take a quarter of
Oh
it.
my God.
I hate when people
Why do
cut
they do that? Just take the damn
Just
thing.
eat the donut. Because you know you're coming back in half an hour to eat the rest of the donut that you left behind.
Can we just like let people like do it? Just
This is
you
a
can do
public
it.
service announcement.
Yes, let
Eat
them
the
know.
donut.
It's okay.
Please just
Just take the whole donut.
Otherwise, I'll just eat the half that they left. And then they'll be disappointed that they didn't eat it because it's gone now.
I think that had to be said. I appreciate you just stepping up.
Enough. I'm done.
Enough.
I'm over it.
Robert, or as they say, Roberto.
Si, Jackie.
Ooh, Roberto. This has been a pleasure.
Likewise.
I am so happy that we got to do this together. I got to finally meet you in person. You're just as hilarious as you were on Zoom.
I hate Zoom.
Yeah, me too.
I
love
hate
it
it.
too. And I am genuinely happy that you're on this path forward for you and your husband, and for you more than anything, of course.
Yeah, forget him.
For Robert, yeah. Team Fisher. I just like the Team Fisher thing. But yes, for you, and I know that the more that you're doing this for yourself, I know that you will be impacting the people around you. And some people may have comments like that person, which is fine.
Too bad.
But the truth is that you're gonna actually probably do a lot more good. So it's all good.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Cheers to
I
that.
feel that energy. So
Let's go.
cheers to that. And cheers to good food. Thank you, Tacos Ensenada, for hosting us today. I'm pretty full, so
I'm coming back
Yeah, I hope you
for
do.
dinner. I'm coming back. Right?
I
I'm
just
so
got
excited.
that. I was like, wait, what? Yeah, we're gonna get this to go right here. All right, peace out. My little pumpkin. This is so cute. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.